Subscribers, I'll warn you, this video should be fairly interesting, but I'm going to have a bunch of really local oriented videos coming up. We will be going out to Yosemite in a couple of weeks and we'll be back to more regular programming, but I'm going to have quite a few videos that might not be of much interest to my subscribers because they're more oriented for the people that are from here, kind of historical significant spots and things. But anyway, this little creek, we're going to see how the local industries over hundreds of years ago changed this area. So this is the north end, and this used to be where the water started. It was pooled up, but what's happened over the years from all this blockade and backflow and everything, this for some reason it was put in a tube, but it used to flow out this way. 2 years ago there was still some water in this little swampy area, and 20 years ago it was a foot-deep pool with a constant stream flowing out of it. Who knows what it was originally like, but it's silted up so much that the silt and the dirt is now above the water table. We'll go 100 yards that way and the water is just flowing, and I'll show you. So now we're just a couple hundred yards south, and you can see there's a pretty good flow of water here. So the water the ground sank low enough to come in below the water table, and now here we go. There's a tiny bridge here, and it's quite nice. But so this is the natural state of this creek up at the north end, and in a second we'll show you what we came to show you. And here we are now another couple hundred yards south, and the creek is backed up, and you can see how it's backed up, and this is what causes everything to silt up and eventually return to proper creek. Now this tube, we don't have a good explanation for this, but from here, now this used to be the end of there was an end on this tube, and out here it begins the chain of lakes. It's a chain of about 12 lakes, depending on how you want to count them, because some of the little dams in between have broken down so much that they're not really separated. There's trails running along here, and in between these lakes are these little dams. And you can see there's water there. Oh, there goes some frogs. And these ponds are only a few feet deep, so you may be asking yourself, what is going on here? Well, these were cranberry bogs. We're still not sure about when exactly were they cranberry bogs. 1800s or maybe later. So, lilies on the pads. Turns out I got here just in time, because just the other day they were all closed. Now this is kind of interesting, folks. The sun has kind of gone away. It's gotten cloudy and we're a few hours later in the afternoon, and look at this, all the lilies, they closed up. I guess they only stay open certain parts of the day. This is what it's like walking along these little dams. And definitely not something you see everywhere. You can see they are concrete, but that is pretty old type of concrete construction, and for all we know they've been rebuilt. But these are the little waterfalls. And each one leads into the little waterfalls under there, and then here is each little pond, which was each one was a cranberry bog. So they're pretty shallow, and over time they just silt up and fill up. You got these little dam areas around some of them. Some of them have even less. And as you can see, quite a few of these have broken apart. So they've just kind of combined into larger lakes. And all of it was just a tiny little stream. So I'll show you what it looks like in its natural state at the other end. And so yeah, there's several of these. There's one more really big one I should show you at the end. We started out, we were over on the other side of that little dam. Now we are looking back now from yet another lake, and here's another little dam and waterfall, and there are, yeah, quite a few of them. Drop off, and you can see out there, those are much more broken apart. There's another spot with no dam. Chain of lakes. And at the far end, we'll show you what the creek looks like. There we are at the south end. This pond was actually made, I think, more to be a pond. There are some fish. And a lot of airplane noise because there's a aerodrome for small propeller planes over there. It used to be this lake was deep enough that these plants would not all grow up to the surface, but over time it has silted up. Slowly all these lakes are going to return to their natural state. Very nice for the moment still. However, when it does return to its natural state, that too will actually be quite nice. The woods will grow back in and we'll have a creek like this that runs all the way up instead of a chain of lakes. That's basically what it will eventually be.